In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why you can scale your online coaching business with organic content and cold outreach. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sam. I help online coaches scale their online coaching business past 50K a month with ads and branding. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why most coaches never scale their business. I run into coaches all the time that are doing cold outreach, they're spamming Facebook groups, they're doing the whole like 100 DMs a day. Some guys are doing 200 DMs a day. They're doing multiple platforms, 100 DMs on Instagram, 100 DMs on Facebook, 100 DMs on LinkedIn. And they spend all their day chasing and hunting down weak ass clients. Like, for lack of better words, it's the worst. Like, honestly, it's such a waste of time. I spent 7 years of my life doing this exact same thing in network marketing, where I would send 100 freaking messages every single day and got nothing from it. In 7 years time, I probably like closed literally, I mean, I could probably count on two hands. Like it's that bad. It's not worth it. And especially if you're doing anything high ticket, you're literally wasting your time, and no one's gonna spend $3,000 on just some random Facebook message. Like, you need a brand, you need to run ads, you need content. People need to trust you before they purchase your product. Else, you need to be a freaking master sales guy in order to close these people, because all code. Like, so like let me tell you this. Difference between cold outreach and running ads and using the funnel that I teach is very simple. If you're doing cold outreach, one, you're messaging people who have no clue who you are. They don't know why you're messaging them. They've never seen you before. And honestly, you don't even know if they actually even need your service. Like, you're just reaching out to them hoping that this is the person that's going to pay you $10,000 or $5,000 or $3,000, right? Sorry, I literally just realized that my mic wasn't even on this whole time. But anyway, the biggest difference is that these people have no clue who you are, where you come from, what you even offer. You're just jumping into the DMs and you're like, hey, I have a VA service that's going to give you 15 to 20 appointments. Like, or, hey, I can book, 20 to 30 appointments on your calendar every single month. Like, I freaking hate those messages, and they're so annoying, and no one likes them. And I promise you, your clients hate them. And you're going through clients that you probably could book on your calendar if you weren't such a weirdo. I know I'm getting in your grill, but guys, it has to stop. Like, you are doing a disservice to the entire coaching industry, to the entire SMA industry, to all the industries. Like, it's annoying when you go on social media. I could imagine just being a regular person, right? If I'm just like I'm just like an overweight guy, or actually let's just use me specifically. Like, I'm on social media, I'm doing my thing, posting my content. I get a new message. I'm like, oh, I'm about to book a new sales call. You get a message from this guy, and he's like, hey, how's it going, Sam? Like, I hope things are going great. And I'm like, yeah, things are going great. He's like, how's business? And I'm like, oh, business is going good. He's like, and then immediately it's like template messages, like back to back to back. This one girl messaged me the other day, and she does what I do, except like organic, I guess. So she didn't do what I do. I don't know what the hell she does. She's just like, she's one of those people who helps people scale their business, right? But she doesn't use ads. She only uses organic, or I don't even know what she uses. But she messaged me and she's like, hey, like, how's it going? We're having a conversation, and immediately it just turns into like a template, like straight up template. Like, I just started sending the most random things, and then her next message was like the next part of her template. And I was like, are you even reading the message? Like, do you even go to my profile? Do you even know who I am or what I do? Like, or do you just send this to everybody and then just like try, fail, adjust, and then see who like responds? And I just thought it was crazy. Like, and I get so many of those that I just stop responding to them because it's so annoying. But I can only imagine how it feels if you're like the customer, right? Like, if you are someone who could actually be on the other side, who like genuinely needs help in something, and then they just get this message from this person, or like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I just hate it. And so if you're one of those people and you're watching this video, like, please stop. Like, just go get a job. Don't be a coach anymore. Like, please don't be a coach. Don't run an agency. Just stop. Like, please. I'm, like, begging you at this point. The difference is when you have something that people want, it's like going fishing and just grabbing a handful of worms and just throwing it in the water. Like, that's what you're doing. Sorry, I'm like going back to this. That's what you're doing. You're going fishing and you're grabbing a bucket of worms and you're taking a handful and you're like throwing your hand in the water and you're like, come get these worms. And all the worms are just running away. You have exactly what the worms want, but it's the delivery that sucks. It's just terrible. Or like, have you ever been to like it? Yeah, whatever. And so I teach my clients the exact opposite, right? There's a reason why whenever you go fishing, you get one worm, you put it on the hook, and it's thrown with the fishing rod into the water at a distance, and it just sits there and kind of dangles. And the fish is like, oh, that's a worm. I want a worm. It doesn't look like it's weird. It's kind of just floating there. I'm going to go get it. Right? It's the same with your business. It's all about the delivery. It's all about the marketing. It's all about the branding. And the better you do that, the better fish you get. Right? The better client you get. And so what I do is I teach my clients, first, we need to build a brand. So if you're a brand new coach, or let's say you're already at 10K a month, you've been doing organic content, you've been doing organic outreach, and things just haven't been going like consistently, because obviously organic outreach is garbage and it's not predictable at all. You don't know what you're going to get ever. And so let's say you've been doing that for a few months, you're at 10K a month, somehow you got there. The first thing I would do is dial in your messaging. We need to figure out who the hell we're talking to and about what. Who are we helping and what the hell are we helping them with? Right? Then and only then can we create content. If you're creating content and you don't know your industry, your niche, or your dream client and what their pain point is, you're literally wasting your time, and chances are no one's watching your content, because if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. So you really got to dial in who this person is, what are you helping them with, what is the major pain point that they have, and what's the solution to that problem. That's who you're coaching, and that's how you coach them, right? And so that's what we're going to create our content around. We're going to create content immediately on that one specific thing every single, like, maybe not every single day, because that's still a lot of freaking content, but honestly, probably 3 to 4 times a week. 5 if you're ambitious, but I'd say 3 to 5 times a week you need to be posting a reel or some piece of content about their pain points and solving the problem. On top of that, we need to dial in your messaging. I mean, your bio. We need to optimize everything, right? So your bio. What does your bio say? Does your bio say, like, I don't know, husband, father, UT graduate? Like, I don't know. Like, you got to figure that part out, and it has to relate to who you're talking to, right? And so if you look at my bio, I'll put it right here on the screen. It's very simple. It shows exactly who I help and what I help them with and how I help them. Who, how, and what mechanism I use, right? And then I tell them right after that, if you do want to work, right, here's how you start working with me. Here's my calendar. Here's free training. Here's the different things, right? So that's how you create optimization within your social media. Then and only then will we talk about ads. If you don't have a brand set up, there's no reason to run ads. If you run ads before you start creating content, before you have organic content, you will literally be throwing money down the drain, right? So don't do it. I have so many people walk up to me, or not walk up to me, but message me on Facebook or message me on Instagram, and they're like, so all you do is like teach people ads? I'm like, no, not even close. Like, ads is just like the gas to the fire. But if you don't have a fire, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of the gas if you're not trying to create a fire? Like, you need to have the foundation set before you add ads to it. Ads is just the accelerator, right? It's like right now you have this inconsistent traffic because you don't code outreach. Ads will just create a consistency there for people to come into, right? And so that way you don't have to do the cold outreach. On the back end, you have appointment setting and sales calls and all that stuff. But on the front end, you can't just run ads into a funnel that doesn't like exist. And so when I'm working with my clients, that's typically the order of which we will go. Like, depending on how new they are, if they're, like I said before, if they're around 10 to 30 or 10 to 20K a month, hopefully they have, some sort of brand that we can work with, and we just need to make some tweaks. Or they have, really good content, and we don't really need to make any tweaks to the content. We just need to pour gas on the fire and, boom, set up some things in the back end, talk about appointment setting, talk about sales call and stuff like that. But new coaches are typically the people I'm talking about, where they have no clue what they're doing. They have, a few pieces of content. It's all ugly because they've never studied social media and content creation. And so we have to go through a whole week of let's create this type of content. Here's some inspiration for you. Here's this type of content. Can we set up long form content? Oh, here's how you set up a YouTube channel. Like I said in my last video, that's why I don't really like to work with new people, is because you kind of feel like you are a social media coach versus, a scaling coach at that point. And I didn't sign up to be a social media coach. However, I like social media, so I'm open to some of that stuff. Another thing, especially when it comes to the scaling side, right? If you want to scale cold outreach, the only way to scale cold outreach, there's two ways. One, you do more yourself. You go, instead of sending 100 messages, you send 200 messages. Instead of doing 200 messages, you do 400 messages. Instead of 400, you do 800, right? The second way is you hire people, right? If you want to keep doing 100 messages, you just hire someone else. If you want to get to 200 messages, right? If you don't want to do the 100 messages anymore, you hire someone to do the 100 messages. And if you want to do more, you hire somebody else. And you kind of go in that way. The issue with that is that you're already losing profit before you're even getting profit. On top of that, it's not even consistent profit because you don't know who's going to say what, and there's not real numbers that you can really run until you hit a certain data point, which is probably way down the road, to see, what the numbers actually are. Like, how many messages do we typically have to send in order to get a booked call, and how many booked calls do we have to have in order to get someone to actually sell? The issue with that is your number is going to be significantly lower than the person who attracted and was doing sales calls with warm leads and hot leads, right? On the other side, with the funnel, with ads, you can really scale up your business because it's just inputs and outputs, right? If I want more outreach, I just pay more money. It's really just that simple. I know if I'm getting, if it takes me, I have a lady, a client that I'm working with, that every $28 she spends, she gets a call booked. Okay. Well, how many $28 do we need to spend? You know what I'm saying? If she wants 50 calls, then she needs to spend whatever 50 times 28 is. You see what I'm saying? If she wants, if she wants to scale her business to, X amount of dollars, all she has to do is do the math. Okay, well, if it costs me $28 to get one call booked, and let's say her freaking close rate was 25%, which hopefully your rate isn't 25%, but if it is, it costs $28 to get one call booked. So let's say $100 to get 4 calls booked. You close one, that's, let's say you charge $3K. So for every $100 you spend, that's $3K. Okay, awesome. Okay, so how much money do you want to make? Well, then you have that number divided by 3, and then that's how much money you need to spend. I'm sorry, not by 3, but by, what is that? 300. I'm sorry, by 300. So if you want to make $30,000, spend $1,000. And that's how it works, right? There's no guesswork. There's nothing really hindering you, and there's no physical work that takes your time away from your family, other businesses, whatever else you want to do. because you created a system that when you put certain inputs, you get certain outputs. And that's what I wanted to create. And so if you, after this video, you still want to do cold outreach, be my guest. More power to you. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but hey, to each his own. For everybody else that do want to create a system for their business and do want to build a business with some type of consistency and predictability and like the inputs, outputs, type of mindset, you're the people I want to work with. Preferably you're already at 10 to 30K a month. Preferably you've already gone through the trial, fails, and adjusts of the cold outreach thing. You just want to get away from that. And hopefully you already have some type of content and you know who you want to reach out to and what you want to coach on. If that sounds like you and you do want to scale your business with consistency, predictability, peace of mind, less frustration, and simplicity, book a call in the description below. If you're watching this within, I'd say, 90 days of me releasing this video, my price is probably around $7,500. If you're not, then it probably went up. Just going to be super honest with you. And so if you're ready to scale your business to 50K a month plus, go ahead and book a call below, or shoot me a message on Instagram asking for the payment link. I'll send that much straight to you. We can get started, book your onboarding call, get your ad set up, and help you scale. So with that, guys, I'm out. Peace.